Hello, just one sec. Let me just check something. Cool. Back from Spain, and time to carry on with some Origins. There will be some new stuff coming tomorrow, so obviously we're doing some lessons on Caesar tomorrow, which should be pretty cool, and also we should be doing New Vegas too, so that'll be really good. Also got a few more writing videos in the works. So, here's the problem: is I kind of forgot what I was up to. Where was I up to? We'll make you more tanky. Oops, we'll make you more tanky. We'll give you Templar, because Templar is quite good, I think. Stopping Destroyer, it's passive. Cool. We're going to buy some stuff this episode, actually, not first and foremost. I'm also going to talk to people as well, and we might be killing Flemeth, which would be really cool. Yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll try and kill Flemeth, and we'll try and finish, well, at least start Orzammar, which is one of my favourite quest lines. I was like having a look around here. I never normally get to come around here. Little parts of the map that, you know, haven't really gone on for a while. What the... Oh. That was terrifying.
We stand ready to fight at your side against the Blight, Warden. Ferelden has never seen an army such as you will command.
You have the numbers I need?
You will see, Warden. And so will the Darkspawn. At your order, Warden.
Care for a Nog. A Nog is like a puppy. Do you need anything?
Naught but our claws and teeth. Tend to your other recruits, lest they feel inadequate. At your order, Warden.
Care for a Nog?
I really shouldn't. They're fatty little things. You know, I think I will. Thank you, Warden. You might want to look away.
Just feeding him puppies, because, you know, that's hilarious. What's with the heavy sighs?
Oh, that. Merely reflecting on the hopeless nature of the task in front of it. The most likely outcome is that it and its companions will become a stain on some rock for the Darkspawn to tread upon. I shall be moved to a single tear by the tragedy.
Well, glad to know you care. You care at least.
It's true. One single tear. And then it's off to the north, I think. Or maybe west. I haven't decided. What's that? Did it hear flapping wings? There may be pigeons nearby. We should be alert.
I wish Shale, if you indulge her sarcasm and you play along, you know, she loves that. But if you try and like be straight up with her, like she's not really a big fan of it. But it's funny that, you know, Royce is very sarcastic, so it kind of works.
Something on your mind? Of course.
Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
There's a uniform? Where's mine then?
You didn't have to put up with all the years of boring bookwork and all the rituals and prayer, so you don't get the uniform. Consider yourself lucky.
So you and your Templarhood, is that it?
Paid in blood, sweat, and hours upon hours spent flagellating myself in the dark. The true mark of any pious man out there, I tell you. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
Yeah, I do.
Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right, if you insist. It's not like we have anything better to do, right? The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
What did you enjoy about the training?
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
My home was taken over by Al Hal.
Right. Stupid of me to ask. I'm sorry. We
It's
won't
alright.
always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Although that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
They can be rebuilt.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Fair.
Here I am.
Can you answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What's your opinion of the Dalish, since we were just there?
You ask me now? Now that you have helped werewolves slaughter an entire clan.
I wasn't asking just about the one clan.
So just the Dalish in general, as opposed to the ones we've actually met, hmm? Yes, I see. Still, it seems rather ghoulish to ask me so casually for an opinion while their corpses grow cold.
Do you feel that way because they're elven?
Do you feel a profound kinship to strange humans simply because they are human? Why should we elves feel differently? I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
That's horrible.
Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
You're oddly cheerful about it all.
It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
You can say that again.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
But how do you feel about the Dalish in general?
I don't feel anything about them. Oh, we heard about them in the city, even deep in Antiva. I even had the notion once to run off and join them. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Fair enough. I think we got away lightly there, considering we slaughtered a load of Dalish elves.
Yes, it is good to have my sword at my side again. I call her Asala, the soul, my soul. She is forged from rare blue steel and has served me faithfully for many years. Yes, you understand what it is like to have a weapon that is part of you. Few others do.
That's why I love Stan so much. Like, everything he says gives me goosebumps. I must love it. He's just so heartfelt.
Here I am.
He talked to you again.
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Why did you want to leave the crows exactly?
Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin after all is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
You didn't choose to join the crows?
To be truthful, I didn't even know the crows existed when I joined them. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased, for 3 sovereigns, I'm told, which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder, and if you do poorly in your training, you die.
And that system works?
Of course. You compete against your fellow assassins, and those who survive are rightfully proud of it. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth. It gets you women. And men. Or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
So what is it you fancy exactly?
I fancy many things. I fancy things that are beautiful, and things that are strong. I fancy things that are dangerous and exciting. Would you be offended if I said I fancied you?
No?
This is good to know. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
Won't the crows eventually find you?
Eventually can be a very, very long time, if one plays one's cards right. Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
So, tell me, how did you become a Grey Warden?
Arl massacred my family and Duncan helped me escape.
Arl Rendon Howe? The Earl of Amaranthine? Why would he do such a thing to you?
Out of jealousy, he wanted High Ever, my father's tenure.
You are the last of the Couslands? I had no idea. My lord?
I'm just a Grey Warden now.
Yes, I suppose so. You can no longer have a title, can you? But that does not mean you must forget utterly where you came from. Take heart, dear friend. You survived, even when you were not expected to. We do not know yet what lies in store for you, or the name you carry. It is not so bad, is it, being a Grey Warden?
I'd give it all if it meant I could see my family again.
Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
Maybe.
I was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago. It was when my mother died, and this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, we must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly free.
I, for one, am in no hurry to let my spirit fly free.
It's a beautiful sentiment, I think. One that brings peace and hope to the grieving.
Like how she doesn't ask, just immediately starts singing. It's, So one thing I really like about that, even though it's a bit cheesy, is that oh, there's a checkerboard down here. I never noticed that. Is that yeah, it goes around the camp, which is really, really cool, and you get to see like different reactions. Like, you know, like Morrigan is like having none of it, and she thinks it's really stupid. You know, and Sten actually has like a Zen moment, and like, you know, thing about Sten is that, you know, he respects like artistry and like discipline and poetry and things like that. So yeah, he really appreciated that, and obviously Alistair was a bit in love with her because, you know.
Yes? Something you need?
I'd like to talk to you.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais, and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
What happened to her?
Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother.
Do you remember nothing of her?
Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dried flowers in her closet amongst her clothes. Small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andrastis Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
Okay.
You called.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Do you find Ferelden very strange?
To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Our farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
Don't the Canori ever want to change their lot in life?
What does that accomplish? The farmer who buys a shop is never a merchant. He is always a farmer turned merchant. He carries his old life with him as a turtle carries its shell.
You might be happy, huh?
Happiness is fragile. Nothing can be built upon it that will last. Only duty endures.
You don't think happiness is important?
You can learn to find it in doing your duty, in serving your people. There is no need to search for it. Shall we move on?
You sound a bit homesick.
Perhaps. It's strange to be in a crowd and hear a language that is not your own. To see faces that are and aren't like yours. I miss the smells of Saharan. Tea and incense and the sea. Ferelden smells of wet dogs.
You left out rotting garbage.
True. I was trying to forget that part. Shall we move on?
Is there anything you actually like about Ferelden?
There is interesting food here. You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
Cookies?
Yes, we have no such things in our lands. This should be remedied.
I'll keep that in mind.
Shall we move on?
Sure.
As you wish.
He's just so brilliant. You got plus 15 because if you engage Sten and you try and get to know him like I just did in like 2 minutes, he loves it. He's like, this guy's cool. He just gets me. Oh yeah, I have to La la la. Right, so we think we got that Andrastis Grace we can get rid of now. Let's have a look. Ah, that's where we picked it up. That sucks. Oh, there it is.
Flowers? For me? They're beautiful.
Don't you recognise them? Oh no, he would say that he would definitely say the last one.
Just a small one. There. And thank you for the flowers.
Don't you recognise them?
These were her favorite. I haven't seen these in such a long time. They smell just like Mother used to. Thank you. Thank you so much for remembering.
That's no worries. Just gotta make sure that you save it, because we're gonna go back into the inventory again, and I crash. No, it hasn't. La di da di da. Okay, I know what you like. You like things. That's what I mean. I don't know why, but it seems to not be structuring the actual list of things you have like it used to.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
You're welcome.
You have excellent taste.
It's no worries. Think she'd like that?
Interesting.
No. Gotta give the dog a bone. Huh. Since we've got Shale, we can actually give him some of these things. Ooh, large clear. Look at that. It's cool.
Ooh, shiny. Very nice indeed.
Love the way she says stuff. Save that. Sorry if it's a bit boring, but this is something you just got to do. It's part of the game. If you want to talk about the game.
I see it found some augmentation crystals. I was not even aware it knew about them. Well done. So, what does it think? They don't make me look any wider, do they? I find I'm already too wide as it is.
No, they're quite slimming.
It must be the vertical pattern it put them in. Did it know to do that? It must have. I think it should find some more as soon as possible. I want to glitter from ear to ear, so to speak.
Well, we've got to sell most of our stuff now. Could we do?
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me.
We do need the wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
We do need the money, so get rid of that. 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 That. It's got loads of stuff to get rid of. I don't need that either, or that, or that, or that. No. Get rid of that as well. No. Okay. We've got rid of some stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Oh, blast it.
Indeed.
Bad to Soldier's Peak. Gotta buy some stuff. I'm just gonna save it here just in case I don't quite get the stuff I want to do.
Warden.
I think in this episode we might just go and get Flemeth and do Osmar tomorrow. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's got tons of stuff we're gonna need. God damn it. Okay. Grey Warden Commander helmet and Silverite. That's good. 3.13. 3.15. 3.75. 2.92. Okay, what about the... God, it's so much money. All this stuff is so much money. Because it's essentially the same stuff I have on. I'm just going to get the one. You can have the Juggernaut stuff because I'm not going to need it. Yeah, I got it because, you know, I wanted it, but I'm just not going to need it. I'm just not going to need it. Grey Wooden Commander helmet. Okay, I need to go get some more stuff to sell him from the party stash. Oh shit, there's not in there. Oh well. So I need better gloves. I need better...
Warden.
Just wondering if there's any way I can afford the gloves. Get rid of the oak branch and large chipped scout's bow. I think we should have enough now. Yeah, I think we should have enough anyway. Sorry guys, I'm just Commander boots at 16. Wow. Scout gloves. Commander gloves 16. So much money. Well, it looks like we're going to have to do some more adventuring before we can fully equip our guy out, which is a shame. But hey. You can see my armor's no longer blighted, which is good, but some of it is. So I actually quite like the boots being a bit dirty like that. It looks pretty cool. But we want the full set. Unfortunately. So I think we're done with this part. I think we're going to go and...
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Let's see you wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods, my...
Yeah, right. Heard that too many times. Yeah, it's fine. I actually think like things like the gifts that you can give to the limitless gifts that you can give to companions. I actually think that's an admittance by BioWare that their system just didn't work for getting people. You know. Oh no, you can want to do first because you are bringing Win with us. So, you want that, you want that. Anything else for her? Nope. Zevran. Ah. Good.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I think this should work, but we'll see. Funnily enough, this will be this event will be referenced in Dragon Age 2. The only thing I didn't like is that you're going into the teeth of the Blight here. It seems a bit counterintuitive. But hey. Right, let's level people up before we do anything. Alistair. We're going to be in a tank for this. Good. Win. Everything into magic. One, two, three, and four. Haste is also really good, but I don't want to give up. I'm going to go with Mass Rejuvenation for now. Right, let's head over here. Notice Flemeth is in battle gear now.
And so you return. Lovely Morrigan has at last found someone willing to dance to her tune. Such enchanting music she plays, wouldn't you say?
I should dance to your tune instead.
Why dance at all? Why not sing? What has Morrigan told you? What little plan has she hatched this time?
Why should I say? What's the point? No, she doesn't know how you extend your unnatural lifespan.
That she does. The question is, do you? Ah, but it is an old, old story. One that Flemeth has heard before, and even told. Let us skip right to the ending, shall we? Do you slay the old wretch as Morrigan bids, or does the tale take a different turn?
I just want the truth.
The truth, as if it were nothing. How like a man. No, no. Far better the lie. Far better the comfort of blankets and shadows and a mother's love. Morrigan wishes my grimoire? Take it as a trophy. Tell her I am slain.
What do I get out of it?
You get to keep her for a time.
And what happens to you?
I go. Perhaps I surprise Morrigan one day. Or I may simply watch. It would be interesting to see what she does with her freedom. Enlightening, even. Would you give an old woman that?
You think she'll believe that?
We believe what we want to believe. It's all we ever do.
Forget it.
Shame. What will it be then?
I really want to say the third one, but I don't want to. She's a very valued team member, so gotta keep her safe.
It is a dance poor Flemeth knows well. Let us see if she remembers the steps. Come. She will earn what she takes. I'd have it no other way.
I have to admit, this was surprising when this first happened to me. It was very surprising. I was like, oh. So I would put these here. I'm gonna put these here, but I don't think we will need them with, because Wynn is so overpowered in terms of her ability to heal. And she just goes for it all the time. But the way she's set up is just.
Now,
Heal him. A bit of an overpowered thing she does. I think you can. No, it's not. A revival, she can't. Where did he go down then? I think it went down there. Yeah. One and two. Yeah, we're getting her down. I really hate how she interrupts. It's very annoying. So I mean, you try and attack her and she just hits you once, and you instantly can't do anything. Again, I tried to do anything to her. He immediately just nopes you out of there. We're about to lose her. We cannot lose her. There we go. That's better. This is where dragons fall down a little bit in this game, is that sometimes it can get a bit ridiculous how they just keep hitting you down. Got to be very careful.
Yes.
I think we got it almost. We're going to have to be careful because Win is not easy. Okay. Take Cone of Cold, do that. It's just coming to my attention, this could have been a lot easier if I'd just done this, but yeah, whatever. I just saw everyone's health almost disappear. What is going on? I think we got it. Yeah, she's pissed.
All right, let's go! They won't know what hit them.
Sorry, Alistair.
That's right, come on! Start! Already!
I'm gonna admit that was pretty cool. Now, when you see how powerful that dragon is in the second game, you realise how badass the Hero for Eldon actually is. Oh, I've been in here in a while.
All right, all right!
you're awake. Did you feel it too? It was like the archdemon saw us. Saw us! What does that mean? I think... Wait. Did you hear that?
No end to these blasted things.
I guess it's like Duncan once said. We can sense them, and they can sense us. We'd best be more careful from now on. This camp isn't safe any longer.
Who will they send next? Darkspawn tax collectors?
Fortification should be built around the camp.
How unnerving.
What, no trap? No ambush? Some assassins.
It is done. Let us move on.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get on with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
We're travelling straight through like Darkspawn area, like, so can't be that surprised that you were attacked. Yes, this episode I think is going to be about talking to the party. I think that's going to be what we're going to do. So we're probably going to finish it here after we've done a bit of conversations. I've been neglecting them, I think, a bit too much.
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Do you actually enjoy being an assassin?
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared. The authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses. Even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
No, you're probably right.
I often find myself the instrument of fate, ending these lives for one necessity or another. I console myself with the notion that most of them had it coming. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
I know what you mean.
There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules, oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
Yeah, he's going to flirt with him, why not?
I mean professionally. Or maybe you mean professionally as well. Perhaps you intend to peddle my services to bored Ferelden noblewomen. It is an interesting thought, but I've always removed my clothes strictly on an amateur basis. A talented amateur, of course, but an amateur nonetheless. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
Sounds good to me. I actually have that grimoire, don't I? Yeah.
Mother's real grimoire, is it? I am glad you were able to find it after all. My thanks for retrieving it. I shall begin studying it immediately and unlock the power that it holds.
back over there.
'Tis cold in my tent, all alone.
Okay, before we go any further, these quote-unquote love scenes in this game are a bit of a joke. They're so bad that memes have been made of them. They are terrible. I can see what they were trying to do, but in later games it's handled with much better style and panache, right? That being said, I'm not going to skip them because they are part of the game, and you need to see what I mean when I say they're terrible. The romances are really good, but like the rest of it, no. Yeah, and the reason why we're doing romances is that, you know, all of this stuff will come up in later games, which is really important to what we're going to be going through in later games. And get a thicker blanket. So well, we can't have that.
So you shall come to my tent? But whatever shall we do in that tiny little space together while we wait for it to warm?
Sure, I'll think of something.
Good. Then let us waste no more time with foolish talk.
Yeah, and you see what I mean. It's like Uncanny Valley. It's like, oh god.
I see the stories they tell of Grey Warden endurance are not exaggerated.
See, that a fade to black would have been fine. No, there are stories.
Indeed there are. The unanswered question, of course, is whether the endurance exists because of the taint within you, or because the Grey Wardens are by nature so very healthy. I enjoy the thought that 'tis a little of both. Natural prowess, driven by a darker side.
So what now?
That is entirely up to you. Simply know that I have no designs on your independence. I wish only to do what I desire, and if that coincides with what you desire, then so be it. And should you decide not to continue our misadventure, then so be it. Very simple, is it not?
I can live with that.
Then we should get along marvelously. Come then, let us be off before the others begin to stare.
Say that again. Just talk over here.
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind?
Do you miss anything about Orlais?
I miss Val Royeaux. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Val Royeaux was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Val Royeaux, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the grand cathedral. It was magnificent.
I've never been to Orlais.
If you get the chance, you should see it, at least Val Royeaux. Of course there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais.
What type of things?
Dresses, fine dresses and furs, and shoes, of course. One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see. Orlais is very fashionable, almost ridiculously so. But the shoes, living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes.
Shoes are shoes. They're there to keep your feet dry.
Well, yes, but that's not all they're for. If you saw a pretty lady in a beautiful dress, you'd want to see her dancing in her dainty shoes, and not in huge boots.
He's a bit of a dog.
Thank you. It's kind of you to say so, even wearing these mud-covered horrors. They're sturdy shoes, but sometimes a girl just wants to have pretty feet. Oh, I could talk about shoes all day, but we have things to do, don't we?
Fair enough. I think that's going to be it for now. Yeah, we'll do one more thing before we leave. Back away slowly. I'll watch them.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
And that's why I love him. I'll speak to you next time. We'll do all Ozamar next time. I'll see you then.